Hello, this is Ken. I like making things. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Every week, I challenge myself to make something fun and creative. Something I am passionate about. I want to use the skills and knowledge I have today to reconnect with my younger self. Watch me explore different ideas and figure out new ways to DIY in an affordable manner. From recreating iconic scenes from my favorite characters, to making dioramas for my figures, to making cool functional gadgets out of everyday material, etc. Help me grow my channel by subscribing, giving this video a like, and commenting down below. That would mean a lot to me and would encourage me to DIY even more fun stuff. Last week I made a mini display for my Blue and Hercule figure, highlighting their friendship. Check that video out if you haven't already. Speaking of displays and friendships, I have been making diorama displays for my Marvel figures. I started with Wanda and Vision, and then Iron Man and Rescue. Then I did one for Worthy Captain America. And finally, I did one for the makeshift Endgame Thor. As you can see, all of these are characters from Endgame, except for one person. Luckily, when I made the display base for Vision, I already planned it to be detachable. Vision can't go into the TV instead. Haha. There we go. Now I can recreate the final battle in Endgame. But before I do that, I need to fix something. Wanda's base is now too plain and big for her. And Thor, he just looks bad. So my plan today is to improve these two. So, can I make it? Let's start with my favorite MCU character, Wanda Maximoff, the Scarlet Witch. First, I am going to make another display base out of styrofoam. The exact same way as before, just smaller. Here it is. I also painted some red on the base too, to suggest her magical power. There we go. Now she looks like she's casting her magic. But that's not enough. Wanda always uses her power to lift things and use them as weapons. So I made some extra floating rocks for her. Now the real challenge is to make the rocks float convincingly. I am going to use paper clips again. Paper clips are common household items that are easy to use. Perfect for this scenario. I personally don't like using stands or obvious wires to hold figures or props up. I personally think they are still too distracting. So I am going to try and blend the paper clips with the display base. I am going to try and make them look like Wanda's magic instead. First I am going to paint them red. And then I am going to use hot glue to thicken the wires, to give them strange magical shapes. Then I am going to paint them red as well. Alright. Here they are painted. They kind of look like bloody alien pieces. But I think they'll blend in better once they are attached onto the base. Here's the first piece attached. Not sure how I feel about it. Let's attach the rest and put Wanda back on. Oh, there we go. It's not perfect, but I really like how 3D it is. I love 3D things. It looks its best when you see this from various angles. I think it works overall. The floating illusion is sort of achieved. Let's take some photos and see. From the front, it looks alright. Let's try facing the right a bit. Oh, I love this. Oh wow. This is even better. It does look like she's lifting the rocks with her powers. This shot is alright. Oh, this angle is great too. Give this video a like and subscribe to see more upgrades like this. The magical power bits look a little like intestines in some angles. I think for my first attempt at magical power. It's not so bad. Okay. I am happy with the result. Next. Oh boy. Here's my makeshift Endgame Thor figure and display. The display is fine. I love it. It's just the figure that bothers me a lot. It is not screen accurate at all. So let's start by fixing the body. The main issue I have with the figure is the silver sleeves. Yes. In the movie, his sleeves were shiny and metallic. But they weren't silver. They were much darker. So I am going to paint them darker. Look. So much better already. Next. I am going to paint his boots a bit darker as well. There are these splashes of gold on this figure that I find distracting. Alright. Next. I am going to paint over his pants a bit, so his pants can be a bit darker as well. So I guess the figure just needs to be darker overall. Ha 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 ha. Guess what's next? I am going to paint the 6 orby things on his body darker. And then I am going to add some small silver strokes back in. This already looks way more screen accurate. Now finally. The cape. Thor's cape is actually mostly black from the front. So I am going to cover up the red to make it more screen accurate. Before I do the rest of his cape, I am going to add some brown leather bits back onto his belt. Nice. And finally, the rest of his cape. I wasn't sure at first, because it seems like I'm just painting the entire figure black. I thought the red helped make the figure pop more. But I was wrong. The figure looks so much better with a black cape. Okay, here's the make or break moment. Time to fix this face. It does not look like Chris Hemsworth at all. His hair and beard isn't yellow. It's actually much darker in the movie. Painting beard on canvas is already hard enough. Painting beard on a figure is on a different level. I don't want it to look like it's Sharpied on. It's also very hard to undo strokes once it's been applied. So I gotta hold my breath. Let's hope this works. It would be disappointing if it ends up looking like a cartoon. Okay. I have to stop here. I don't want to risk ruining it. I think I did a good job. It now looks like Chris Hemsworth at certain angles. Now let's put everything together and have a look. Drum roll please. Ta-da! I don't know about you, but I think this is amazing. Let's take some photos of Thor too. Look at that. He looks like a superhero now. I think everything on the figure now works well as a whole, whereas before, little bits here and there stood out like a sore thumb. Look at him with the display base. It's perfection. I can't express how happy I am right now. I have the biggest smile on my face. I think this is my favorite upgrade so far. The little Ken in me is so proud of myself, haha. Alright, time to put both Thor's head back on. Oh. Surprisingly, this doesn't look that bad now too. It's not exactly the Endgame Thor, but he looks more believable now. Let's see if he looks good on the display base. Not bad at all. Nice, nice. Somehow he actually looks bigger now too. What do you think? Did you like my upgrades? If you enjoyed the video and want to see more, click the like button and subscribe. I think there's one more figure I need to add to my endgame display to complete the final battle scene. Stay tuned for that. I can make it. So can you.